Hey y'all, been busy, a little process update. Those that have following along know I originally started doing these molds with the cut molds, so I'd have the full Wendigo in there, the bigger one than this, and I would cut it out. And then we kind of transitioned to these 3D printed cut in half versions, and we were doing our two-part molds, which made my life a lot easier. And this was successful enough recently that I wanted to fully commit and do some updates. So I'm going to share with you what I've been working on. All right, so you're going to see this one looks a lot like this one, but we made a few updates. First thing is the feet. So we had a little shrinkage on these. With down at the bottom, we get a little shrinkage and it would go up. So we added that. Originally cut off right around here, and we added everything else down below it. So now we have some room for the shrinkage, and we'll sand off the rest. Next thing we added, or subtracted rather, was the skull. So we have the skull is now a separate piece, so we can completely remove the skull and cast that as different things. So you can see this would now be more higher contrast. So if you had like a nice color like this orange, we could put a black skull on there or whatever we wanted to make a higher contrast figure. So I think that's going to be super cool to play around with. Then, since we're going down this path, we're going to do the killer cacti. So we did the same kind of stuff. We extended the bottom, which I definitely had some issues with if you saw my other videos of shrinkage and having to cast extra there, and it was a huge pain. So we added that there. Originally, I think we cut off right around here. And so we added all that there. I'm not going to fill it up, but it'll allow it for easier kind of filling. Also, I did remove the eyes here. I don't know if you can actually see it. Oh, there we go. So you can remove the eyes, and he looks all spooky now. No, I'm just joking. But we can remove the eyes and cast them separately. So again, get a little more high contrast and have some nice features in that we haven't done yet. And again, we can kind of see the back here, the front. Yeah, there we go. Oops, wrong side. There we go. So we have the whole support split in half, just like the other one. We'll have to combine the models, and it'll be the same thing as the Wendigo here when casting is two separate pieces. And then finally, since we're going whole hog, and we're going to the Doom box next. The Doom box originally was cast as two separate pieces. We had the handle and the body. And now we are one solid piece, and also the seam originally went up the side. So just a straight seam down the side. We've pushed the seam all the way to the back now. So the only seam in the middle now is in this little handle cutout area, which should be really minimized. So some nice, hopefully well hidden seam lines. And I added a little bit again to the bottom there. It's hard to see, but it's there, trust me. So that's kind of been the process. We're fully committing to this, and so that's why I haven't been sharing a lot. This process is not super glamorous. We're doing this like mesh models in a CAD CAM software, so it's round peg, square hole situation. But we're getting through it and made a good progress recently. So hopefully this bears fruit, because doing these cut molds was a nightmare. I was breaking models and molds and masters, and it was tough. So it's going to be hopefully pay off and bear some results in the future as I get these models better, easier to make end results, and we'll see what we get. Thanks, y'all.